Okay, and we're back streaming again. So welcome everybody to the stream. We're going to be checking out some, kind of some other stuff we've done before, but we're going to mix it up a little bit. Let's get rid of everything. Start with a nice fresh chart. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the MACD with the RSI today. I'm going to go ahead and lay those on. Let's get the regular RSI and MAC. Okay, I'm going to bring this down. We don't need that. Okay, so I'm going to change the settings a little bit, make it smaller. Fast period. Actually, the 5's good. The 5's good. Let's see what we're working with the RSI here. Wait. There we go. I'm going to change this one, or let's make a new one. We'll go with the 7. And yeah, that green is pretty bright. Let's do some opposite colors. Why did it change like that? Wait, wrong one. Come on now. Okay. I'm just gonna restart. There we go, that looks better. Okay. So basically we're going to use the MACD for momentum. And we're going to see, hopefully it's not going to look flat like this. We're not going to start with this one. But let me explain. We're going to be looking for some expansion on the bars and a little crossover. So once the bars are pretty well expanded and we get some nice oscillation, we're going to wait for a crossover or cross under and then see if we can get another signal from our RSI, like a divergence or a crossover, or a pop up from the bottom, pop up from the top, or sorry, pop down from the top. And of course our lovely candle patterns. So let's find something that's worth looking at today. Australian Canadian, looks alright. Looks okay. I think we've got some work down here. It's about to cross the 50 with the MACD. Momentum's coming up, price is coming down. We've broken through our last level here. Let's see what it wants to do. We've got some nice wicks here forming. I don't like how flat it is, but that could be because of the resolution. We're on the demo account, by the way. So we're just testing around. Alright, so this is looking pretty decent. I don't like how the MACD is kind of flattening out, but I think we'll be okay here. It's only 30 seconds, let's give it a shot. Okay, yeah, see. It's not too bad. Hopefully we can hold off another 15 seconds. Because the momentum is coming up. It's about to hit 70, and that's a pretty good sign there. So hold off for 5 more seconds. Here we go. And boom. All right. So first trade, got that one. I can recap. We can see momentum moving up. Yeah, it was pretty flat here. I don't like that. But overall, excuse me. Overall, you can see momentum coming up, price falling, and we're starting to get choppy. Okay, we formed a lot of wicks down here, a lot of long wicks, and then we had a pretty nice candle right here. It's almost the 3 white knights. That would look pretty good. So 1 for 1. Let's go ahead. Okay, the odd CAD, that's good. Let's just go down the list. Okay, this MACD is looking a little better. You know, expanding. Now we can see momentum wants to kind of drop a little bit. Here, yeah, you see we're getting less and less. So if price can stretch somewhere around here while momentum falls, and we get a small green here, that's going to look good. That's going to be for a put. So here we go, we got the cross, we're going to wait on the little green, there it is. Price stretching, and we're going to try to catch this pullback. So let's wait for a little angle here, little angle on our oscillators. See, that's what we wanted right there, but I didn't want to jump in the bottom of the large candle. You see, down, kind of down, up. I think we can still catch something, even though we've got some big wicks and we're forming a trend line here. I'm going to draw that so my mind remembers what's going on. Let's just do something like this, because that might be a strong signal here. Ah, wow, look at that. It even stretches here. Let's just stick it there and stick it like that. Yeah. Okay, so we have a little bit of room to go down. 30 seconds worth? I don't know. I think we're going to get the bounce here. So now we're looking for the opposite. This is a nice area too. Draw a line right there. Because this may turn into support. It was resistance. Are we about to get a crossover here? Maybe. That'd be an ideal area to do it here. If we can get a nice move up with momentum on the RSI, it's going to be good right there. I haven't even gotten a crossover on the MACD yet, so it's still a little sketchy. Okay, there's the crossover. Let's go ahead, 30 seconds. Okay, my trade is in. It's just not showing. Hopefully the green won't fade too fast. If we can hold for 8 seconds. Okay, I think we're looking good here. Yeah, nice. We're 2 for 2. Very good. Okay. Wow, look at that. It reversed right on this support line. Wow. So that must have been a really strong level. So we got a powerful move here. And there. Now this could turn into resistance since we broke through. Now it's got to see if it wants to break back through. Which, let's watch our momentum, because we're pretty low right now. It's hanging around the 50s. See, yeah, we got a bounce off there. Bounce off this point, so it's pretty indecisive right now. Price coming down, momentum coming down. I don't want to call it too early. It's a pretty large wick right there. Price is getting pushed down, so I think we're going to hit this line again. Yeah, we're going down. There we go. Maybe we're following a larger trend here, larger trend line. Okay, so we're trying to break through. That's one candle through, but technically, it hasn't broken through the bottom. This is just our zone. I'll put another line there so it makes sense. If we can officially break through this, then we're going down. Probably down to this one. After we retest. Let me draw that too. About right here. Remember, this is our zone. Not a perfect spot, but our zone. Let's make them blue. There we go. Now we can see them. It's not a trend line. Yeah, wow, you can see the momentum when I zoom out. Faded. So here we can catch a pullback. If we can tip up to our zone, let's go ahead and try. If we can get the tip off. That's a pretty good signal. We're going down. There it is. So it didn't quite make it. We got engulfed. But here, we could also see a nice bounce here with the momentum rising and price falling. So I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on that one. We've got our zones labeled, and we can watch momentum and kind of see on the micro level what momentum is doing at this moment, at least within the next 30 seconds. So this one could be close. I don't know if we have enough momentum to keep it up. We got 3 seconds on the clock. Oh, look at that. Just missed it. Okay. See, this is one of those decisive levels where price did not want to work with us, and that's all right. We're still 2 out of 3. And our next zone, next zone, got down here. Change it blue so we know. And it disappeared. So we've got another area here to watch out for. Whoops. Got quick fingers. There we go. Okay, let's leave it like this for now. Yeah, see, momentum wasn't ready to climb back up yet. we are hitting extremes now, and we've got the same situation as this, but I think this is a stronger level that it won't break through. So that would have been a nice entry here. I think we could still actually get a decent entry. Let's wait for another pullback. Okay, we're gonna get a fade. Might have a crossover here soon on the MACD and RSI. It's looking like we might can catch this little this bounce and fade here. I see a solid green histogram bar, so I'm going to stay away from that. Momentum's hitting 70. That's pretty good. Got some large bars. If we can bounce down here, we can ride it up. Let's bounce down. Oh, that must have been the bounce right there in our zone. Okay, well, here we go. There's the bounce. Yeah, there we go. That was a nice bounce. Okay, 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if we can hold it here. This would be trade number 4, I believe, yeah? That was a nice bounce. See, we broke through, bounce, and go. See, when you draw the zones, boom, there we go, we got it. Almost, wow, almost right to our zone. I still think we have some space. But when you draw these lines on the chart, yeah, everything becomes more clear. Let's see if I throw on some little Fibonacci. Let's see if it aligns. So look at this. We've got a nice alignment here. This aligns perfect with our 0.5. Wow, look at that wick. That was a nice bounce right off our zone. We've got some other bounces here. So this whole area is pretty ideal. Yeah, look at that. Broke through, bounced right off the fib, and boom. Okay. So I'm going to leave this up for a second. Let's see. So those are some nice wicks. I think we got a nice solid bounce off, and we're going to continue down. I don't think price is going to hold that anymore. $30 seconds on the clock. But remember, this was a pretty good bounce off area, so it's very possible the price uses this and comes above our entry, but let's hope not. With 5 seconds on the clock, it sure looks like that's what it wants to do, but just barely got it. Nice. So that was trade number 5, right? Okay. So we are, let's see, we are 4 out of 5 now, yeah? I'm going to write this down. 4 out of 5. We're just calling our zones, using momentum. This is the Australian Swiss. It's been having some really good movement, and I think that's what contributes to our success here, because if price was just moving around, just going flat, momentum was flat like the AuCAD, that's not what we want. It's a lot harder to make something there. So So now we're gonna watch as it fades. We've got a couple bounces off our lines and fib lines. Now we're crashing down. So between 30 and probably 15, that's probably the levels we're working with the RSI. That's like 15 being the extreme. But you see, it just couldn't break through our last zone. Broke down, tried to, and gave us a big wick. That was a huge indicator that we're coming back down for the time being. And you can see we've got another trend going on right here. Let's just, somewhere like this. Let's just mark that. Maybe we can use this to our advantage. Let's see if it respects it. Because if we can't break through this zone right here, we're going to catch another put. I think there's a big wick and a red candle. I think we're good for a put here. You don't want to be late. I'm feeling like I'm too late right now. Let's just hold off and watch. Momentum fading. But it's also flattening out. You can see momentum kind of becoming indecisive, as is price. Let's see what this candle does. Okay. It's still using this level. We could come right here and shoot off. Because price almost never just blasts off. So, let's ride the rocket. It just doesn't work like that. So just wait on it. If you can predict what areas the price might hit, you'll be good. So we're going to get a little tap. Price is coming up, momentum's coming up. Yeah, working on the tap here. And yeah, RSI is right in the middle. MACD is also in the middle. Doesn't know what it wants to do. It's not my favorite. But if we can get a crossover and a little rise. Well, there we go. Okay. Let's see if momentum stays low while price stretches. We might can catch it off the bounce. Like that. Right around there somewhere. Well, we've got to get some type of angle down, or it's just not going to work. Wow, see, another wick. We tried to break through here. We're still trying. This can form into support again, which it would make sense. I think this is going to be support, yeah. Look at these wicks. Wow, yeah, it's really struggling here, really trying. Might get one more tap and go. You can tell there's a big fight right here. One more tap and go. We might can ride that wave up. It's a minor trend here. Wow. Let's see if we can just tap and go. We got to fill in this fair value gap. Look at that. It's right there. Got a little bit there that didn't get filled in, but this is right on the line, so I'm just watching the tap here. Well, momentum's pretty high. We might not even get that. Jeez, it's still fighting. Look at that huge wick. We might have to change pairs here. It's just so indecisive, and it's getting flat. We don't want to mess with flatness. Wow, okay. Made its decision. It reached price, the last high. Momentum coming down. I think we're lined up for a put. Well, I guess I wasn't quick enough, but you could have. If you're watching your divergences, you know, it's hard to see every single one. You got to be thinking about it. So we're pretty extreme down here, almost. So price just wanted to come back, I can see. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Momentum's still low. We can get another bounce right here. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call the bounce. Ooh, okay. Whew, just barely. Channel happening. Some pretty good bounces right here. So we can use that to our advantage. We see with this trend, this bottom trend line, and this one that was here earlier, right at the apex, we kind of had that. It just decided it wants to continue. You know, can't catch them all. This isn't Pokemon. We've still got our zones on the chart here. We're going to utilize those. Turning into support, it looks like, but we've got this almost acting as a magnet, so it very well could come back to this line. Just these huge changes in price. You know, just trying to get manipulated out. Just trying to squeeze out all these people. Wow. Alright, price coming down. Still haven't hit our trend line. There we go. Our channel has been tapped. Let's see, is it going all the way through, or is it going to wick? wouldn't call that a breakout or a breakthrough yet. Wow, look at that, we got it engulfed. Let's go for the up. Bounced off our bottom trend line, our channel line rather, and we've got a huge engulfing candle right at our zone. I think we'll still stay at this level. Hopefully that means we can stay above our entry level. And yep, okay, good. We got that one. So now, let's see, we are 5 out of 7. Very good. So you can see this bottom channel is just price is wanting to consolidate right at the bottom. And these wicks might indicate that it wants to break through, because this is our zone, remember? So there's a lot of decisions being made here. Or we can see momentum is staying right in the middle. So now is probably not a good time to make a trade. Just let's wait and see. Because it can go anywhere. Holding pretty strong to this channel bottom. This might be a break here, no? Keep an eye out for divergences. We didn't quite reach it, but you know, momentum was just coming up, so I think it wants to fulfill the other side of the channel. I'd say this supported pretty well this area, because it's not necessarily this zone, because during this whole time price is trying to break out of this zone. So using this bottom channel line, I think price has decided now. So this might be a really good pivot point right here, and we can go up on that one. But let's see what our momentum is saying first. Wait for a couple crossovers. Yeah, see, that was probably the good divergence coming in right here on the MACD, at least, not the RSI. Got price reaching the same level almost. Might dip even further. Well, yeah, we can see this is a really solid level. Just a huge battle right here. Got a larger trend line here forming. Okay, now it makes more sense. We're coming into a triangle tip. If we adjust this a little bit, right here, if we adjust that out and then maybe close it in, we can see we're coming to a point where there, let's see, let's do it more like, oh my gosh. Alright, something like that. You can see price really wants to come to a point, and it's not going to make its decision yet. But when it does, it's going to go off. And we're not going to be there to do that. That's not what we're waiting on. We want clear signs. See our point still holding. Let's do something like that to make it look a bit nicer. Wow. When you zoom out, you can see momentum coming down on both our oscillators, while price is coming down as well. And actually the MACD has stopped oscillating and it's just going flat. So I say let's ditch this one. Let's check on our odd CAD. Let's see. Got a pretty decent move coming on here. A nice bounce and a run up. Got a pretty good divergence here, pullback, pretty decent. And then just took off again with another, let's see. Yeah, well, another MACD divergence. Let's hold off on that. Let's go next. Australian Japanese. It's looking pretty good. Some nice ups and downs. Let's mark out a few levels. Right off the bat, we see this is a solid area. And let's go with this is a solid area. Let's make our zones blue. Okay. Zoom in a bit. A small divergence going on here with the RSI. That was a really solid. We had a sweep almost, just about, and then a run down. Right as we had a little divergence on the MACD as well with the crossover. Might get it again. Momentum's pretty low, or it's falling at least. And price is coming back up, so I think we've got another entry here. Let's just wait and see. Yeah, theoretically, yes. It's not going to blast up from that point, so I think we'll be good for another down from that large green candle. If we can hold 15 seconds, we might come back to our zone down here. All right, 5 seconds to go. I think we are looking good. 2, 1, boom, got it. Very nice. Okay, now we're 6 out of 8. Didn't quite touch our zone, but remember that's just a zone, not a line. And it very well could come back down after price sweeps this high. You can see price sweeped it here. You gotta sweep these last 2 highs, and shroop, came back down. It's trying to here. See, momentum fell. That's almost a divergence, but price didn't get high enough, not as high as I would like. And we'll come back down to our zone. Now it's going to decide, does it want to break through? It's holding right at this little area. Our last low. I don't know, is it going to sweep it yet? It very well could. But we've got momentum still coming down. Okay, a wick. So I think we're gonna touch our other line down here eventually. Can't tell you when, but it could get choppy right around here too before we hit that. So as momentum moves down, we've already got our crossover, so we're a little late. But if we can get some more green histogram candles, oh, look at that, then we can look for another reversal, another cross down. That's a huge jump. So this was a solid zone right here, and it looks like this is also going to be a pretty good zone right around this area. We haven't got our crossover yet, but the histograms are looking not as weak as the other ones, but they are fading pretty quickly. So I think we'll be good. Momentum's pretty low on the MACD. It's about halfway. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna wait right about, let's go there. Get our touch right at our zone. Hopefully it doesn't blast off. That would be funny. But yeah, this could have turned into support and blasted off. Let's see what we got. We've got 10 seconds left. Right on our line. It's going to keep us on the edge of our seats. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. All right, so we missed this one. But I think, you know, it didn't want to fall down. Price just wants to keep this support zone. There's a lot of stuff happening right here. It didn't quite give it up. It tried to break through, broke through, but didn't hit our lower level. I think it just doesn't want to give that up yet. So we can use that to our advantage. See if we catch a sweep. After we get the sweep, then we're going to look for a divergence possibility. Wow, look at that. This is a hot zone. I'm going to look for one more trade. Okay, candles are fading, momentum is climbing. Might can catch a little call here. Well, now momentum's falling, so. got a small trend forming here, so I'm trying to see if it wants to break it or not. See, it's gonna use this level. See, our MACD is going flat again, so this is not lively. Wow. See, it went ahead and swept price, and then it decided it wants to dump, and that's how it works. We're gonna touch our lower bottom. Wow, okay, so we've got a cross here forming. I can catch a call if we can bounce off this bottom. I'm always too nervous to hit because you just never know. But that was a solid bounce right there. Wow. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call it a day right there. That's that we did pretty well. I am satisfied. And I'm going to let this thing keep doing what it wants. That's the MACD with the RSI. As you can see, if you draw your lines, get your zones put on there, follow the channels that are forming, trend lines, you'll be all right.